My name is David Purvis. I'm a partner with the Manili firm. So our office is in downtown Savannah on the corner of Bull and Broughton and the Truist building. We've got a number of attorneys and paralegals in our Savannah office. It's one of our biggest offices actually in the firm. In Savannah, we have an enormous military presence between Fort Stewart and Hunter Army Airfield in Chatham County. And so a lot of our practice in the Savannah office deals with one or more parties who are active duty service members or retired service members. We've seen a tremendous increase in Georgia's role on the global level. There's been a lot of growth in business in Georgia, and particularly in our Savannah market with the Hyundai Meta plant and some of the other big projects that have been going on in Savannah and neighboring counties. It's, as a result, increased the number of our cases where we've got one or more parties who are from another country initially and that may be wanting to find ways to go back home or how to navigate cross-border parenting and custody issues. With the mass deportations, that we've got families that are getting split apart and parents who understandably have now been deported but have a child in the United States, and my concern is that may trigger an uptick in these cases of international child abduction under the Hague Convention. If we've got a situation where one parent has been deported, they may work out a visitation arrangement where the child goes and visits that parent in that other country. There needs to be some careful safeguards put in place to avoid it escalating to a Hague Convention petition, looking at start and return dates for the visitation, and having some things formally written out as to what the expectations are goes a long way in making sure that the child returns on time, and that if the child doesn't return, that the state departments can get involved and secure the return of the child. We are experiencing an increase in the number of cases where we're seeing parents from different citizenship status, where they're trying to navigate what happens if my spouse gets deported. There are some things that we can do in terms of setting out what happens with the child if that should happen, what happens with their assets here in the United States if they are suddenly deported, and so that there's some sense of security, as insecure as that status may feel right now. It's very uncomfortable to think about a potential deportation, particularly in the current climate where it feels like it's pretty instant. It's really important to think about that now, start putting some safeguards in place so that should that happen, it's a more comforting situation to know that your child's taken care of, that your assets are going to be secure while you work through the immigration process. We have recently added a child and asset protection program for really geared towards families who are facing potential deportations. We've added an immigration practice as well. Those we felt dovetailed nicely with our current family law practice, particularly with the focus on international family law. Those issues kind of all seem to coalesce with each other, and so rather than bringing in additional outside counsel to deal with an immigration issue or to deal with a child or asset protection issue, we have attorneys in our firm on staff that are well versed in those issues, and we can bring them into the cases and keep everything in-house. I've developed some really long-term, lifetime relationships with some of these clients who I may have represented 8-10 years ago, but we still check in and talk every 6 months or a year, and they keep me up to date with their children. The Hague cases are really rewarding. They're very intense. They're very stressful, but to return a child across borders is really remarkable work, and really engaging, rewarding work that all of us in the McNeely firm enjoy doing and a service we enjoy providing.